Hey y'all, it's Michelle Pippin with WomenWho.WOW.com and our official blog over at bmichellepippin.com. We have hundreds of videos for you how to increase your profit and your positioning, your income, and your impact over at WomenWho.WOW.tv. So if you haven't checked that out, go over there and check that out. But today, for another episode of hashtag Mornings with Michelle, we're talking about 3 practical and also free tools that you can use to immediately increase your income, but also it also helps, these 3 tools really help make you so much more confident in business, and it helps make sales easier and marketing easier and networking easier and all of that. So I'm excited to dig in with you today. The truth is, it's never really the best person in an industry who's paid the most. It's the best marketed, right? It's the person who has really honed the skill of marketing themselves, positioning themselves, and selling themselves. And so I remember feeling like frustrated that I wasn't recognized for my work. I remember feeling frustrated when people who were, not as accomplished as I was, or not as maybe good as I was at a certain specific thing, being recognized. And I think we all can, if we're bold enough, courageous enough to admit that, I think we can all admit that we've been there when someone who really has taken the limelight when it should have been ours. And I think it's a good motivating thing. But we need to get very deliberate about how we are pursuing profit. And that's why I always talk about raising not just your income, but also your impact and your influence. Because when you focus on raising all 3, then it's done well. You do get that attention that you want and that you deserve. But also, things just kind of round out, and sales and business and marketing, everything starts to become a lot easier. So here are the 3 tools that you need to implement, and frankly, they're mental tools, right? Mental technologies, I guess, that you can implement in your business, but they have every practical use when it comes to profit and income. So the first tool is clarity, right? We have to be really crystal clear on what we're selling, what problem we're solving, who we're solving it for, and how we are solving that problem, how we are different. And that's something that sometimes goes by the wayside, particularly in more established businesses, right? Because it's such a basic tenet of business, and we kind of dealt with it like years ago when we opened our doors, and it deserves some tweaking and some adjustment over time, because our clarity regarding who we are in our market and who we're serving and what problem we're solving, all that will shift over time as the market shifts, as humanity shifts, as things start to evolve in our business. So be crystal clear on what you're selling and to who and why, what problem you're solving. Get really crystal clear on that. The second mental technology that you can use is positioning, right? It's really important to position yourself as anything but just another option for your market, right? I can't afford to be just another women's community. I can't afford to be just another coach. You can't afford to be just another gadget or just another gift option. You can't afford to be just another attorney. When you are just another blank, if that is your positioning, then you're going to always struggle for clients, and you're always going to fight price wars, and you're not going to build a general and impressive demand for your specific work, product, service, etc. So positioning is pretty huge. You want to make sure that you've positioned yourself as something specific to your target market, right? Positioning is something you create on your own. You can, I think I just saw someone name themselves like the Profit Coach of Australia or something like that. Very, very specific. And it's something that we can do for ourselves. We can position ourselves, but the key is we've got to have the stuff to back it up. Like we can't say I'm the, profit goddess of, whatever, and not be able to help people with profit. We've got to be able to back it up. But we also shouldn't shy away from carving out our specific positioning in a specific market, right? So whether we are the most exclusive or we are the most the easiest, the cheapest, which I don't recommend, the fastest, the most intense, the most intensive, the most intimate, whatever it is, right? We want to be very deliberate, not just about what we're selling and the problem we're solving, but our positioning. Are we a guide for our market? Are we a resource? Are we a friend? Are we an expert, right? We have to be very deliberate about our positioning. And one of the things I found that really cripples proper positioning with a lot of like the consultant, coach, author, speaker, expert market is too much networking, right? Showing up as a peer, too many free coffee dates, all that stuff can really work against your positioning as an expert. But all of us need to look at our positioning, right? So clarity is the first mental technology. Positioning is the second. And the third is a mental, but also a very practical technology, which is the art of prescription, right? So this is something that if you need money now, you need to not just give people a menu of options the way they might have in a restaurant. If you need money now, you need to listen for the problem that you solve and then prescribe a course of action and give them options. Definitely, like, here's what I recommend, but here are a couple other options. And I use the words, pick what best fits your budget and your sense of urgency. And so this is something that we all need to have at work every day in our business, specifically if we need to increase our profit now. But it's like we want to take new ground in our business, right? Yes, Lisa says the art of prescription is huge and a big thing I've learned from you. Thank you, Lisa. Programs and prescription is so powerful. Yeah, we need to let them know what we would recommend, right? And that is also going back to our positioning, right? We want to take the role of the person who is prescribing a course of action because we are an expert in whatever they're coming to see us for. So the prescription is huge. So clarity, which is who are you serving? What problem are you solving? And all, and the clarity of like exactly what you're selling. The second thing is the positioning, making sure that you are stepping into and fully owning the positioning that you want within your target market. And the third is prescription-based selling. And if you go to our blog at BeMichellePippin.com, you can see, like, if you type in prescribe or diagnose, you'll start to see some more in this around this vein of the practicality of how you prescribe the next steps for your market. Don't leave it up to them, right? If they're coming to you to solve a problem, gosh, have the generosity, the decency to kind of point them in the right direction if you know which direction they should go in. So, I agree with you, Lisa, that, taking the role of the expert, so many people shy away from that because they feel like I'm not the expert or I'm not that good at this. And I did this for years in my business because I thought that true like business success stories, like lived in a mansion on the beach in Malibu and flew in private jets and all this stuff. And so for a long time, like I didn't claim a role of an expert in small business. And it took me, I ran into someone at the post office and I had sort of, the last time I'd seen them was in the post office. And I had sort of like given them like literally on a piece of paper, like, here's what you need to do to grow your business. And the next time I saw them, ironically at the post office again, they had tripled their business and my business had stayed the same. And I was happy for them. But at the same time, I was like, I've got something here. I know how to do this. And I took a longer time than looking back, I would have liked to have taken to step in and fully own an expert status. And I think part of this also is there's so many people out there claiming expert status in areas where they're truly not the expert, right? In fact, they might be in their infancy. And so I don't prescribe to the philosophy of just claim it, like name it and claim it. You really want to be the expert if that's what you are suggesting to people that you are. And if you are prescribing, as you should be, you want to make sure that you are expert enough to see the picture in its entirety and prescribing some really wise and stable suggestions for your market. But those are the three things: clarity, positioning, prescription. If you have any questions for me, certainly put them in the comments below, or you can PM me and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.